How you doing, Coach?
Oh, I'm doing better now. That was tough.
Go ahead and fire away whenever you guys are ready.
So, Coach, what were you thinking when Darin released the ball? What was the intent of the play? And it looked like he knew it was going in. Did you think it was going in?
Well, you know, I thought we got what we wanted. We wanted to get a good look with Darin, and we got that. And so I'm very confident if he's shooting the basketball. You know, I always think it's going to go in. So, and you know, I think he believes that too, or else he wouldn't make it as many shots as he does. So just really proud of him. Showed a lot of poise because he had 2.3 seconds. He didn't rush. He took his time and took a nice rhythm shot, and that's all you can ask for.
Coach, Brandon Mahan in a boot. What can you tell us about his injury and status?
He's injured. He's going to be out for a little while. I'm not sure how long, because that's still to be determined. But he will recover. Hopefully, we can get him back before the season ends. I'm just not sure. It depends on his recovery.
How does that impact your offense and what you're trying to do?
Definitely impacts us because he's been an integral part of what we do the last several years. So we have to make some adjustments, of course. But we need guys to step up. And he's the first to say, that we can still be successful, we can still accomplish our goals. We just have to keep believing in each other like we did today and finding a way to win. He was great talking to our team about that. I just hate it for him because coming down, your senior year and you may not play a game, that's up in the air. That's tough. I hate that for any young person. So hopefully he'll get healthy and get back before the season ends. But only time will tell.
Ty Freeman seemed like he, kind of played more minutes with Mahan's absence. What did you think about Ty's contributions tonight?
I thought he gave us a huge lift. I thought his energy, I thought his playmaking ability was huge for us. I thought he played with the aggressiveness that he played, earlier in the season, and that's who he is. He kind of gotten away from that, and so I'm glad to see him get back to playing the way Ty's capable of playing.
Before you get to the game winner from Darin, what were you thinking? Because it looked like maybe the ball was tipped out by ECU. They said it was still UCF, so they retained possession, and then Darius Johnson pretty much admitted that he tipped that ball in, for ECU to tie the game. And what's kind of going through your mind in that late sequence before you celebrate with the win? Because that looked like some bad luck right there.
Yeah, I think it was. No, you know what? He did tip it in, and it's unfortunate, but that's what happens in the game of basketball, and anything's possible. And so, I don't like to dwell on those things as a coach, and even when I played, I just believe in going to the next play because you can't control those things. You can only control what's in front of you. And so what we said, miss or make, we had already designed what we wanted to do. And we actually got it. I mean, you give them credit. They made a really good play. They tied it up. We got Darin right in front of our bench, the same place that he got the shot blocked. He ended up taking the next shot from. So we ended up getting kind of what we wanted, and they made a better play. They blocked it. And so, we were ready for a miss or make in that situation, and I thought our guys executed well.
Coach, you just said right now that Brandon Mahan is an integral part of your offense, and then throughout the game you had a lot of guys with early foul trouble, had a lot of guys with that saw a lot more time than they normally would on the floor. How much more sweet does it make it for you guys to pull out the win today when you had so much involvement from the lineup today?
It's a good feeling because you want to see guys contributing. We talked about this earlier in the season. I think we talked about the depth on our team. And I think our depth showed tonight. We still have those guys. They're still capable of coming in and making, big contributions for us, as did Ty tonight. Dre did against Houston, tough game for us. But I thought Dre's performance was really good. And so we know we can count on guys to come in and play, important roles for us down the stretch.
Last time you played ECU went to overtime as well. You guys pull out a win today. Two close games versus ECU. What does that show about your team to, pull out those wins?
Well, I think it shows our character. The fact that we can, find ways to win. Both are uniquely different games. One, we're up down 20, and we have to rally to come back and win. In this game, I mean, it was just a fist fight the entire game. Both teams. I don't think the lead for anybody ever got past maybe 4 or 5. So it was really a heavily contested game. But our guys did execute very well down the stretch. To make the plays we need to make. And not just on offense, defensively too, to get some stops that we need to have. So I thought our guys, did a really good job, and I'm just very proud of them. That's about all I can say about that.
You said you want to see contributions from other guys. One of those guys could be Isaiah Adams, but he continues to struggle. Why do you think at this point in the season he has just not gotten it going?
Because the game of basketball is a rhythm to it, like anything, like life. I mean, and sometimes you just get out of rhythm because he's really talented. He's one of the most talented players. He's one of our most competitive, spirited players. And so it's just a function of just, getting back in rhythm, and it'll happen. Like, I thought Ty was out of rhythm for a little while. As you know, most of the season, you know, even the last few months or so, he hadn't been the player that he was in the preseason. And so, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, you get that game. Basketball's a funny game. You have that game where you can kind of just, oh, everything falls in place. I kind of can start, you know, riding that and change my, you know, change my direction. But, you know, but his work ethic is good. He's practicing hard. He's practicing well. And so that's why the opportunities are there for him. And just in one day, it's going to end up clicking for him again like it did last season because we believe in him and he's a terrific talent.
Coach, obviously you want to finish the season strong. How big was it to get the sweep for ECU towards doing that and kind of building progress, maybe so your guys could feel a bit more confident that they have to advance without Brandon?
Well, no, it's important, you know, to get a win. You know, we're in our home court. You know, it's so important to keep protecting home court to our best ability. You know, all these wins are huge, as you know, especially, you know, you in February coming down the stretch. Just the magnitude of each game and the build-up it's great. You know, our guys are excited about it. We're excited about it as a staff. We just have to keep taking them one game at a time and trying to put our best foot forward.
You got your final home game here coming up just like that in a few days against Cincinnati. What can you say about, you know, the guys you're going to honor? Obviously, you talked about Brandon, Darius, Perry, and Bakke, Levy. There's some guys that have meant a lot to your program.
No, absolutely. You know, those guys have been terrific for us. I mean, we wouldn't be even in the position we're in now if those guys hadn't made huge contributions. And so, you know, we want to try to send them out the right way by just going out in that court, you know, the last time with those guys and playing to the best of our abilities. That's all you can ask. Go out there and just play as hard as you can and leave it all out there. You know, that senior night, our last home game.
Darin, I got the feeling that you knew that was going in because before it even went through the rim, you kind of spun around. It looked like you were starting to celebrate that. Did you feel it, that it was going in?
Yeah, I kind of felt that one going in. So we left the fingertip in as it was like in midair. Yeah, this was good.
What was the play design there in the last couple of seconds? What was the goal there?
We ran it the right way. I was actually trying to drive, but he kind of cut me off going middle. So I know I only had 2.3 seconds. So I heard Coach Norris say, just shoot it on the sideline. So I just let it go.
Is that the type of moment you dream of as a kid?
Oh, definitely. I actually, my freshman year, I had the same kind of opportunity, but my foot was on the line, and we lost by 1. So
At Penn?
So, yep, at verse 10, yep. And then, so this actually made up for me.
Darius, what's the feeling when you see Darin's shot going?
I'm just happy for him, man. I mean, he shoots those shots all types of every day. So, I mean, pretty much every time he shoots, I know it's going to go in. And if it doesn't, I'm surprised. So, I'm just happy for the kid.
The last time you guys played ECU was on the road and went to overtime as well. So 2 games, you know, thrown towards the end. What the experience? What does this do for you guys and the ability to win games close at the end?
It just shows our execution. I mean, we do a lot of offensive execution in practice, a lot of late game situations. So we build up and then we practice that every day. So I mean, it's no surprise to us.
It looks like it should have been UCF ball. It looked like it was off ECU, but they kept it and said it was off of UCF. But was there a chance UCF? It's like a couple of guys might have helped tip it in. Did you kind of see on that on the time when they tied it? Do you think maybe you guys may have aided it a little bit?
I'm actually the one who tipped it in. I went to go grab the ball and he just happened to like hit it right on my hand. So I mean, there's nothing you could do about that. It was just luck was on their side that day.
I mean, you were just giving Darin the opportunity to seal that game winner, right?
Exactly.
You know,
Darin, when was the last time you won a game like that? Hitting a shot at the very end like that. Have you done that before?
A game winner, it was high school. Yeah, and I think it was going in a regional championship actually. So.
You know, both sides were actually getting to the foul line. A lot of fouls during the game. Had a lot of guys get in foul trouble. Where you saw some of a lot of the lineup in the game here. Then also Brandon Mahan, of course, out with an injury as well. What does that say about your guys? That I mean, going deep. I mean, Jabino, Time doing their part. You talked about it, Darius. You talked about execution, and Darin, you talked about getting things done down the stretch. I mean, how much more does it say that you were able to still kind of keep up and hang in a battle like this with that much time being missed by starters?
I feel like that shows, you know, people that we really do have depth. I know. I feel like that game we don't win that game without Ty Freeman, just because he played big minutes, and as you see, he's real poised. He's not going to, you know, take shots he knows that he doesn't need to take. He's going to take his mid-range, get to the basket, his open threes. And that's what we need from our guys coming off the bench like that.
Well, back on Brandon and the Boo, what is the impact on your offense? How does it impact the team?
I would say it's a pretty big impact, considering he's one of the top 3 scorers on our team. So, I mean, we just got to push through and like figure out other ways to score. I mean, we got to use the other guys on the team, and I think a great example is that was Ty Freeman tonight and Jamil. Like both of those guys stepped up and they played big minutes and made big shots. in big time plays. So I mean, we can ask nothing more of them.
Darin, how have you seen Ty improve over the season, over the course of the season? To be in the ability to get those minutes today?
I would say I've kind of seen Ty do this, since he came in. I think it's more a confidence thing, and I think like the past few days in practice, like his confidence is really up there. He's been, playing real well. He's just an energy guy as well. Grabbing rebounds. I think I remember 3 offensive rebounds off rip. So it's just those are big things that we need from him.
Later. Go ahead, Brandon.
How do you think East Carolina feels about UCF? I mean, that game up there, they probably thought they were going to win that one going away. You guys somehow found a way to win. And then this game today, how do you think they're feeling right now?
I mean, I feel like they probably got a lot of mixed emotions, but at the end of the day, they can do nothing but move forward and look forward to the conference tournament. I mean, rankings don't even matter at that point. It's just who's going to play the better basketball and come out on top.
You mentioned the conference tournament. How big of a deal is it that you guys ended up sweeping ECU? How much does that help your position in getting seeding there?
I think it helps our position a lot. I mean, at the end of the day, we're trying to finish out the rest of the season with W's so we can punch our ticket into the tournament. So it's just one game at a time, one day at a time.
Notice later in the game that both Bakke and Jameel Reynolds weren't in there. You're kind of running a smaller lineup. See you in there mixing up, getting some boards, Darius. Is that part of your game? Is that part of the plan or what?
Coach has really been emphasis on boxing out. So, I mean, I'm usually the guy that's not boxing out and my man gets the rebound. So it's actually helped me a long way boxing out and just going to grab the board. So, I mean, I could do nothing more with that and just hustle.
Can you believe you're getting ready for senior night in a few days here against Cincinnati on Wednesday? And how important would that be for, Brandon, who looks like he may not play, and Darius and some of those guys playing their final games?
I feel like it's cool to come off a win going into that game. It's big. This game was for Brandon, and it's sad that Brandon can't play on his own senior night. But we're definitely gonna try to get the win for Brandon.